changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I get the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I...
Reporting live from the liquor store, man. And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys Uncut.
Goddess.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running. So only one team over here, is Cowboys. Believe that. Yeah, this you got is a poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC4L. All day. Every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We got to go to free agency. Then we got to go to draft. Then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. And hey, this is a special rendition of Dallas Cowboys Uncut. West Coast will be on here shortly. We should have my brother, Landlord from Alabama, here shortly as well. Matter of fact, speaking of the devil, we done brought in West Coast Cowboy. What's good with you, folk?
I'm good, man. You just low as heck.
Say something.
I'm here.
Let me see. Let me look at something real quick, because I can hear fine and my stuff is picking up, so I'm not sure. Everybody put a 1 in the chat box for the sound. Put 1 if the sound is good. Put 2.
I'm gonna leave out and come back in. Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah, put a 1 in there if the sound is good. Put a 2 if we need to make an adjustment. What's up with you, Joe? I see you. Norris, hallelujah. David said a 1.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. So they saying 1, so they saying it straight.
It's all good. I can hear you.
All right, but yeah, man. We got a lot to discuss, man, because it don't feel like it, but dog, we're 2 days away from NFL kickoff.
Yes, we are.
Thursday, it's going down, man. Like the reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs will be playing the Ravens, and the season will officially be started, man. So
Yo.
but yeah, I can hear you good too, Ken folk.
Okay.
I can hear you good.
I'm gonna just leave it alone. That's good enough.
Like I said, I'm gonna turn mine up in the in the actual program, and maybe they'll help out a little bit. But yeah, I said I need a bottle of hen. What's up, Fish 82? What's good with you, man? Joe Chanchina, what's up with you? Miss Adika, David Lopez, what's good with y'all, man? And hey, we're gonna talk about our matchup, right? Because we can only control the things that we can control, and what we can control is how we go out here and perform against the Cleveland Browns opening day when we travel to Cleveland and play what was last year on paper the number one defense in the National Football League. So we're gonna talk about that. But Wes, you know how to talk to the people, you know how to do the intros, man. So talk to the folks for us, man.
Hey man, real quick. First off, my bad if you ain't seen no content from me in the last couple of days, but my page has been tripping. As of right now, it is not letting me post reels, nor is it letting me post any type of video outside of live content. So I don't know what the hell's happened over the last since Friday, but every time I go to load a reel, like my last couple reels have been doing over. I did 2 reels that did over 2 million. Oh, they did 1 million views a piece. And ever since then, man, I have not been able to post reels. So if you're wondering what's happening with my content, that's what happened, bro. I have no clue what the hell's happened. You know what I'm saying? And I am like, now I'm at it's so close to football season that I'm not saying I don't care about it, but it's like I have so much other stuff in my life that I'm worried about right now that you know what I'm saying? So if you're wondering what's going on with my reels, that's what's happening. I'm trying to figure it out right now. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, let's get to Cowboy talk.
Indeed, man, indeed. So Wes, what are some of your thoughts going into week 1? Because I know there's a lot of talk about what the Browns have on, personnel wise. There's a lot of talk about what they did last year, right? So what are some of the things you're looking for in this matchup going into week 1? Some things
I'm gonna tell y'all this right here, right? The Cowboys lose this game, don't panic. Okay. It's the first thing I'm gonna tell you guys right now about the 2020-2024 season. I hope somebody clips this and keeps it for this season. If you lose this game, don't panic. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because of this right here, man. The Cowboys have had, I'm not even going to get into the Browns yet. I'm just going to talk about the Cowboys. Because before you can talk about somebody else, you got to talk about yourself. Do the Cowboys know themselves good enough to know what they're going to do week 1? Because you have a brand new offensive line. The defensive player of the year is going to be sitting in front of your first round pick who's never played a regular season game. Your quarterback didn't play any preseason game with his number 1 receiver. Why? Because he just got signed 3 days ago. Both your running backs are brand new. Technically, both your running backs are brand new to the. Listen to me. If we were talking about any other team than the Dallas Cowboys, you guys would probably be putting your money on the Cleveland Browns. But since you are a fan of the Dallas Cowboys and this is our team, we always going to instill hope into our own team. Why? Because we trust our team better than anybody else. But if you were to remove this team, if you were to remove this game, the name, and say that this is the Cleveland Browns versus the I don't know any other team, and you write down the long laundry list of things that they went through this offseason and didn't do, you would probably say that it's going to be hard for that team to beat this team. I'm just being honest with you. And now, this is only week 1, though. You know what I'm saying? This is only week 1. Does it mean a lot? Hell freaking yeah, it does. But in the grand scheme of things, they're an out-of-conference team that you'll never see again. All right? This game will only matter if Philadelphia ends up being good. So I'm not trying to prepare y'all for a loss. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the Cowboys are going to have to be a really, really, really good team to pull off what we think we're going to pull off. And that is this, to do everything the way they do everything backwards in OTAs. You know what I'm saying? CeeDee Lamb didn't do no training camp. You know, you lost people on defense. Now, obviously, you lose Deron Bland. You lose, and I'm going to tell you some guys that you also lose that we haven't talked about. You lost Dorrance Armstrong. You lost Sam Williams. You lost Osi on the line? Neville Gallimore. You lost Dante Fowler.
Big Hankins.
You lost Big Hankins. I mean, outside of Micah Parsons, our next biggest sack person on our team right now is who? DeMarcus Lawrence?
Yeah.
Because your number 2 and 3 sack people on your team left to go to Washington.
Yep.
So, and then I'm going to just tell you, you know, Deshaun Watson probably has the best wide receiving core he's ever had in his career right now.
I can agree with that.
I would probably think that, because I don't know who he had in Houston. I can't remember one receiver who he had in Houston. I'm just being honest with you. He could have had a dog. I don't remember.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, so he did have a dog.
He had a dog.
He had a dog. But I'm going to tell you this right now. DeAndre Hopkins was probably one of the best receivers in football when he had him, right?
Yeah,
but
I'll say this collection of players is probably better than anything he had.
But that's what I was gonna say. DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver he's ever played with in his prime, but this is the best receiving core he's ever played with in his life. Because Amari Cooper can be his pseudo Hopkins, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he got Elijah Moore, who had 700 yards last year. He nice. He like 680. I just rounded it up.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy,
who ain't ever played for them before, but listen to me. Jerry Jeudy is Amari Cooper's little brother. Like, you don't need Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper on the same team. You want to know why? Because you got a route runner already. They have 2 exceptionally good route runners. So I'm going to be honest with you. Outside of Deshaun Watson doing dumb stuff to take sacks, because he do dumb stuff to take sacks. For a mobile quarterback, he do a lot of dumb stuff with his feet to take sacks. I think he's like the most sacked mobile quarterback.
He might be.
You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those dudes that runs away, but he just don't get away often. Ain't he black? So, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Guys like that believe in their athleticism. They always think they can get away. And it just, like, he probably stays in the pocket or holds onto the ball a little too long at times. Yeah.
And you know what some people would say? Or he trusts his offensive line a little bit more than he should.
That too.
But at this point, it's almost, I'm not saying it's a character flaw, but it's definitely something that's a test to him. Deshaun Watson does take sacks. And I'm pretty sure at this point, his offensive line is like, bro, you got to help us out. Throw the freaking football. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure his offensive line is like, bro, like, this is a us problem, but you got to throw the damn football, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I know I kind of came in guns blazing, so let me just clean up what I said. This is what I'm saying. Do I believe my Cowboys have a path to victory in this game? Yes. But I am also saying, if I'm a cognizant football watcher who just watches football vicariously, and I'm just looking at not the names, I'm just looking at the situation from this, I would say that the team that's going to Cleveland is going to have a harder time winning the game than the team that actually lives in Cleveland. Why? Because the team that actually going to Cleveland, we have more moving parts than the actual team in Cleveland. Cleveland don't got no really moving parts outside of adding Jerry Jeudy. Everything is basically, they're just trying to listen. And I'm gonna tell you, this is supposed to be that year for them. Nick Chubbs ain't there, so we ain't going to deal with him. We ain't got to deal with him week 1. You know what I'm saying?
They got a new offensive coordinator.
They got a new offensive coordinator. We got a new offensive coordinator, technically. And defensive coordinator. Technically, we got a new defensive coordinator. Technically, we didn't get a new offensive coordinator, but I guess you would say. Long story short is this. My football mind says the Cowboys, there's a path to victory in this game. But my football mind also says that not because of talent, but because of the way we did our organization and ran our team these last 3 months, I think it's going to put extra stress on this game that would not be there if CeeDee Lamb would have been in training camp all season. Dak would have got signed. You know, obviously there's nothing you can do about DeVon Bland getting hurt. There's nothing you can do about it, bro. It was a freak accident. He was practicing. He wasn't doing nothing he wasn't supposed to. So there's nothing you can really do about that. You know what I'm saying? But everything else that had to do with this offseason, yeah, bro, you could avoid that. So now the question is, all that BS and baloney that we did in the offseason, does it catch up with your ass? You know what I'm saying? All that partying and all that hanging out, now it's time to go to work. Is it going to catch up to you? That's really the question. And if it doesn't, then I believe we're going to be good. But if it does, then I think this is a game the Cowboys will struggle.
Well, this is the thing. I agree with you to the point of it's week 1. If you lose a game to an AFC opponent, you know,
who you'll never see again unless you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so you lose a game to an AFC opponent, unless it come down to tiebreakers in your division, because everybody plays the AFC North. Then like you can survive this.
Yeah,
But
this
what
could be
you
one of the 3 games. Because listen, in the NFL, like Michael Jordan said this famous statement. He said every year there's 12 games. Every team in the NBA is going to lose. This is how it goes, bro. Listen, there's no undefeated teams. Every year, at least every team's going to lose 3 games. This is going to be one of them 3 games you lose. If that happens, that's all I'm saying.
possibly. But what I will say, like you said, there is a path to victory. Now this is a tough team. It's a hard place to play in. Going on the road, they got one of the better home field advantages. Like this team only allows 13 points at the crib. Like it's crazy because you can't really buy into the home field, away field shit like that because there's
You can't buy it with the Dallas Cowboys. You can't.
At least with our team. But this team for the most part, they shut pretty much everybody down at the crib. The 49ers, I think the Ravens put up points.
Their stadium actually provides them an advantage.
Yeah, so
that we don't take.
It's a tough team to play against, man. So there are some ways to attack this team because the same way that we play the ultra aggressive man coverage, man in your face, cover one defense, they do too. Like if I'm not mistaken, they play man coverage damn near 50% of the time, cover one like 45% of the time. So this is a defense where you're going to have a lot of one-on-one matchups across the board.
Hey, what does that mean, Henny? What does that mean when you have a lot of one-on-one corners? You know what that means? That means this defense has faith in their corner's ability to cover.
Yeah.
That means they have more faith in their corner's individual ability to corner than they do in the team's ability to coverage. When you run more man coverage, that means you look at your corners and you say, I believe at the end of the day, y'all are better than them.
And hey, listen, with the defensive backs they got, a lot of times they're right.
Yeah, that's what Hey, listen to me. If you really think about it, bro, like, this is what, like, outside of this team being the Cleveland Browns, if you would have said this is any other team, you'd be like, this is going to be a good matchup. This is going to be not a good matchup, but, bro, this is one of the better teams that the Cowboys on paper have probably seen outside of, like, the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. When I look at the Cleveland Browns, I see the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I see the AFC Philadelphia Eagles. That's what I see. Yeah. They have a quarterback that's built just like him. They have the Eagles have 2 wide receivers, a 2-headed monster wide receiver. Cleveland got 3, well, technically 2. And to be honest with you, they got a 4th receiver that they think is actually better than Elijah Moore, to be honest with you.
And like you said, you brought a tight end. The Eagles got Dallas Goedert. They got Njoku.
Njoku. Yeah, he had 9. And listen to me, I know Njoku is
yards damn near.
Yeah, I don't think Njoku will ever be a Kittle or a KC or whoever these big name tight ends. But guess what? Cleveland don't care. They're paying him. Listen to me, Cleveland. They paid that dude. They paid that dude. I think he made like $11 million last year in Njoku. He had like 800 yards, and guess what Cleveland said? Thank you. Like every team, just because they pay you like a top tight end, they don't. Some of these teams don't expect you. They're not expecting, but they're like, we paid you because we knew. As long as you give you your best, we're fine with that. And $900 for your 900 yards from Njoku, that's his best.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you this right here:
882 yards and 6 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, from the tight end position, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right here: him in Dallas. If he does that in Dallas, everybody's wearing his jersey. Everybody's wearing his jersey. Y'all calling him the new damn Jason Witten for sure.
Yep.
Because we ain't had a tight end do that in a minute. Well, Schultz. Y'all don't like talking about him though.
Dalton Schultz had 800 yards.
I know, but they don't like talking about him because Schultz was trash. Remember? That's why he left and got more money to play in Houston because he was trash.
Yeah, listen. I think Jake can get there, but I get y'all point. But listen, it's a hard thing to, when you just go up and down, you really don't see many weaknesses for the Cleveland Browns. They got a good secondary, they got linebackers, they got a great defensive front that includes the defensive player of the year, Zadarius Smith, who's a seasoned pass rusher, Dalvin Tomlinson, the defensive tackle. They got Shelby Harris at defensive tackle. Like they got a great.
Then they have the quote unquote defensive player of the year.
Yeah, Miles Garrett.
That's what you want to call him, bro. He did win the award, but it's subjective.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Listen, even though I don't think he probably should have won, like he's one of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should have necessarily won the award, but he is one of the best edges in the National Football League.
Yeah, I think he should have got. I think they should have did with that. With, you know what I'm saying? Like Garrett is definitely one of the top 3 best defensive players in the league. So I mean, Tyler Guyton is still, that's still going to be a key matchup. That's still going to be something to look at. You know what I'm saying? And the Dallas Cowboys, you got to expect at some point they're going to have to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting Tyler Guyton to just win. I'm not. And I'm not even going to put him in a position to lose early either. So, straight out the gate, I would think the Cowboys will probably start off with some 12 personnel to kind of figure out how much help they're going to, if any, they're going to have to provide to Tyler Guyton, because you're not just going to start sat one, stay one, and just assume, oh, Tyler, you're going to be able to do this. You're not going to do that. That wouldn't even be you wouldn't even tell him that. You wouldn't even tell him that. You know what I'm saying? So I think right out the gate, the Cowboys are going to be in a lot of 12 personnel to find out, okay, can this offensive line actually block? We look like we did in preseason, but can we actually do it in regular season?
Right. So this is one of the matchups we're gonna have to try. Some of the matchups we're gonna have to try to export. All right. So this is from Brandon Laurie. All right. So Dak Prescott earned the highest completion percentage, 66%, and the second most yards per pass attempt against man coverage among qualified quarterbacks last season. So if you played man against Dak Prescott last year, he lit you up. That's basically what the numbers tell you.
So that means he does know how to read defenses. Not saying that somebody said he don't, but there was people that were saying he don't know how to read no defense.
All right. On the flip side, the Browns defense allowed the lowest completion percentage of 45.8% and third lowest yard per pass attempt when in man coverage. That's why they played man coverage so much last year. So it's really gonna be strength on strength when you think about it. Like the Dallas Cowboys were one of the most prolific passing attacks last year with Dak Prescott, who led the league in passing touchdowns with CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb was an all-pro receiver. Well, guess what? We like to throw the ball around. They like to play man coverage and try to lock everybody up across the board. They expect their highly paid corners to win. So that's going to be one of the key matchups. Can the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers beat their man? Because if they can beat their men, then guess what? There will be open guys, and Dak Prescott can get to the ball. We can make plays and move the ball down the field. If they go out there and get locked up, it's going to be a long day, bro. Because listen, if you can't flat out beat your man, there's only so much things you can do schematically. Like you can run some rub routes. You can do some misdirections. You can do some things schematically. But it's hard, man. It's hard to try to scheme somebody open in the NFL for 4 quarters. It's just hard to do, bro. So that's going to be one of the primary matchups to watch. And listen, I think we can, because CeeDee Lamb is one of the best wide receivers in the league in creating his own separation, right? Giving the quarterback a friendly place to go with the football, but. My concern is it might get to the point where, hey, we're going to double CeeDee Lamb and let's see who else wins, right? So if CeeDee Lamb wins early and then they decide to bracket CeeDee Lamb, who else is going to win against their man coverage? Is Brandon Cooks going to win and give Dak Prescott a place to go with the football? Is Jake Ferguson going to be able to, outmaneuver the linebackers they have and the safeties they have? Because they got a good safety room too. They got Thornhill and Delpit. So that's going to be the thing. Like, I know CeeDee Lamb's going to win. Young guys like Jalen Tolbert, guys who are more like specialists like Brandon Cooks, who's a vertical threat, they're going to have to win too in their matchup.
Well, this is what I say. I am expecting CeeDee Lamb to win, but I'm also going to say this, man. I'm going to allow CeeDee Lamb to be a human week 1, man, considering he played in no preseason. He wasn't playing in preseason anyway. But we gonna see. Like, honestly, week 1 is really gonna be a great advertisement for CeeDee Lamb's exercise and off-season program. You know what I'm saying? Because If he comes out there and he balling like a mug, whoever was training with him, the private trainers, because that's what he was doing. He had some private trainers training with him. They're gonna make a ton of money.
As they should.
As they should. If he go out there and he still looks, all he has to do is go out there and look like CD Lamb. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If he's able to do that, then the people who train him gonna make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But if he goes out there and it looks like he's taking time and he's just not getting off the line and then that could be different, man, because right now we are all expecting that CD Lamb is coming back as CD Lamb. And I believe he will too, because he was not hurt. You know what I'm saying? He was not hurt. He was just not with the team. But we are going to see how much does that affect his game. Listen, at $34 million a year, Cowboys said it shouldn't affect nothing. You know what I'm saying? At that type of money, they shouldn't affect you nothing. But I'm going to be honest with you. We also are all real human beings and also know that we live in a realistic life. You know what I'm saying? So what you pay for ain't always what you get. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you this right here. If CeeDee Lamb comes out there and he balls out week 1, I'm going to tell you what you did. You ripped CeeDee Lamb off. You want to know why? Because if you tell me this little motherfucker came out there and he going to ball the hell out in an NFL game and he ain't even played no games, didn't go to no training camp, didn't go to nothing. This nigga was kicking with the homies the whole time and he go out there and kick ass. Oh, yeah, CeeDee Lamb, you got ripped off. You deserve more money, bruh.
Should have been the highest paid.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just tell you like this: if CeeDee Lamb comes out there and he balls out week 1 and he ain't practiced no preseason game, he no off season, he didn't even come to California, bruh. I'm gonna tell you like this: if CeeDee Lamb ball out and he didn't even come to California, his ass ain't coming back next year either. I wouldn't come back next year.
So, hey, I got another aspect to this, man. We want to talk about with you, cause you're Mr. Run the Damn Ball himself, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm not saying that they're a bad run defense, but there was a stretch in the middle of the season where they were giving up over 100 yards a game on the ground, and they only finished about 11th. They were the number 1 pass defense and the number 11 run defense. Now, just judging by numbers, like you have a better chance against a deep aspect of their team outside the top 10 than the very best, right? So I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that the Dallas Cowboys are gonna go in here and run the ball 50 times. We know they're not. This Mike McCarthy we're talking about. But if the Dallas Cowboys can simulate just a little bit of a run game, I think it'll pay dividends for the Dallas Cowboys in this matchup. If they can run the ball to stay ahead of the chains, and it's not 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9, and those pass rushers can get after our quarterback, I think the Dallas Cowboys put themselves in a better position to win. And, hell, it's easier to score in the red zone when you can run the football.
This is what I'm going to say. The run game, y'all know I'm Mr. Run the Damn Ball, but right now I don't know none of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. I don't know none of these dudes. Like, I know Zeke, that's the homie, but I don't know you, bro. Dalvin Cook, I play Xbox, I'm on Madden. You look nice on Madden. But I don't know you, bro. Rico Dow, bro, I've been rocking with you for damn near 2 years now. I predicted Juju was going to be the starter this year. But guess what, Rico? I don't know you, bro. Ducey, I don't know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not hanging my hat on. The only person on this offense that I know is Dak and CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's going to be run the damn ball, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not going into this game. The Cowboys have to run the ball. They do have to run the ball, but this is probably going to be a game that Dak's going to have to win for us. The reason being is because his ass has been at practice every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is why Dak is worth all the money that he's worth. Why? Because you can literally mess up OTAs and then just go out there and put your good quarterback out there and he wins you a game. Like, I'm being honest with you, bro. Like Dak going out there and balling in a game where half his offensive line is new. He just got CeeDee Lamb back. Every one of his running backs is brand new. Like, he go out there and he steal balls, bro. Like, bro, he's worth everything.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that. Because listen, given the makeup of this team, we know what they want to do. Because if they really cared about running the football, they would be signing a bunch of veteran, running backs with high miles on them. You know what I'm saying? They would have invested in, a workhorse running back or a premier running back. You wouldn't have.
Well, they got one. He just hurt.
Who? Rico?
Oh, you talking about the Cowboys? I thought you were talking about the Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Cowboys.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Cleveland. But say Cleveland got one. He just hurt.
Yeah. Now listen, they gonna tote the ball. Like they ran the ball more last year than the 49ers. I know they want to run the ball. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Like the way we construct it, don't even seem like we give a damn about running the ball like that. Outside of the move we made on the offensive line, like unless the offensive line ball, I don't really know what this running back room is going to really give me.
I mean, the NFL as a whole thinks that we have backups. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm not calling Zeke a backup. I'm not calling Zeke a backup, nor am I calling Dalvin Cook a backup. But I'm just saying the NFL looking out from standing outside, the NFL standing outside looking in, believes that we have 3 backups. That's why everybody's saying that Rico Dowd is the number one is going to be the starter. I do not believe in a room Dalvin Cook, Rico Dowd, and Ezekiel Elliott that Rico Dowd comes out as a starter. I do believe that the Cowboys will want him to be the starter. Why? Because it's easier to get him on the deal, and he's younger next year. You know what I'm saying? So it behooves the Cowboys to promote him. But if Rico Dowd was really the Rico Dowd that they're making him out to be right now, Dalvin Cook would not be on this team. He would not be on this team.
Yep, I can agree with that. And listen, because they got running back by committee, they can discreetly make sure you don't get any record-breaking statistics while you're in Dallas. So,
oh man, don't go there, bro. This is about football. We're not doing that.
I mean, I'm just being frank. Like if you go running
well,
back
you're being frank. I'm gonna be Tom then.
Don't do that, cuz. But yeah, man. Cause listen, I could foresee everybody having a real role too. Like they'll give Zeke some of those touchdowns. They'll give Rico some of those touchdowns, some of those yards, some of those touches. They'll spread it out, and at the end of the year, you'll have the running back one production from that group, and not a single one of them would have had the kind of numbers to get them a big contract. So hey, I can see them doing it in a nefarious manner like that because we know them. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was a different organization, that thought wouldn't have popped in my head. Like they just really want to do running back by committee. They believe in getting it done that way. Yada yada. Man, one of the reasons that Jerry Jones said they even brought Trey Lance in because they like the contract. Like they ain't say nothing football related. Like man, he had a very which I'm gonna tell you this proves that they lying like a bug because if they would have had a contract, if they would like the contract would have behooved them to give him more opportunity over Cooper Rush because they're paying more, they're invested more into Trey Lance than they are in Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush could never play a down for the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing you lose is what you've already paid him. If Trey Lance don't play a down, man, you lose the draft pick. And think about this, you lose the reps that you could have gave to somebody else. Yep.
Like think about this. Everything that, and I'm not about to make this about Trey Lance, but I will say this. The Cowboys dedicated all last year, off season, a preseason, and he is still a third string quarterback who's not about to play. That's all I'm saying. That's crazy to me.
I mean, listen.
If I'm some quarterback sitting at home somewhere, I'm screaming, how the hell I didn't get that chance? Like, why Johnny Manziel get this type of opportunity?
Hey, I'm just saying, but I'm gonna say this though. I like that they didn't use the pressure of trading for him as a reason to promote him. If he didn't really win the job, I'm glad that he's not the backup quarterback. Like 1,000, I'm 1,000 with you. Like if he didn't really win the job, I'm glad that he's still sitting his ass as quarterback 3. Cause I don't like that the agenda of just bringing somebody in and giving them a job if they ain't earned it.
Thanks.
So let's continue on, man, because we pretty much talked about what they sit in. We know this is a primary man defense that we're going to go against. The offenses for the Cleveland Browns is something that's going to be a mystery because they went and got Ken Dorsey. Now, if you want to know about Ken Dorsey, he was the scapegoat last year in Buffalo. They said he was the reason that Josh Allen was throwing picks left and right because of his offense and shit. So remember, they got rid of him mid-season, and got a new offensive coordinator, and they started running the ball more. That's when James Cook started taking off, and we remember what James Cook did to us, right? So Ken Dorsey is a pass-happy offensive coordinator. That man runs RPOs, and just like Kellen Moore, he runs a lot of option routes. So knowing that you're going to go up against, I'm not going to call him Kellen Moore light, but knowing that you're going to go up against a system similar to Kellen Moore's, knowing in theory they can be open at any time, because you know they can always be right, because they can alter the routes, or they can always be wrong, right? You could trick them into running the wrong route just by the fronts and the shells that you showed them, and you can roll out of it. So how would you try to neutralize the offense knowing they're going to be doing stuff similar to Kellen Moore?
You talking about from a defensive standpoint, and I'm the defense trying to stop that?
Yes.
I mean, first thing you gotta, I mean, this the thing. The first thing we gotta kind of understand is like, you know, first thing we gotta do is like, what Deshaun Watson are we getting? You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that's gonna be the first thing right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be using his legs and moving? Because I'm gonna tell you, if we're gonna get the running around, you know, because we played Deshaun Watson, and last time we played Watson, man, he gave us a challenge, bro, especially on that final play. Because on the final play, we was playing well with him, but then on that final play, he got outside the pocket, and then guess what happened? Deshaun Hopkins broke tackles and ran for 50 freaking yards for a field goal. So, you know, it's gonna come down to what Deshaun Watson we get. Is he running? Is he moving around? And then 2, what defensive line does the Dallas Cowboys give us that first week? Like, I'm gonna tell you, man, like, this is the NFL, but this is an unfair task to ask a team to do week 1. And you have but at the same time, if you would have did your job and not have so many moving parts, then you wouldn't be in this. So some of the stuff that the Cowboys are doing is self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is self-inflicted. My hope, honestly, is that you get the same Deshaun Watson. That means he's going to be moving around a lot. That means there's going to be opportunities for sacks. I think that this should be, like, for one, if the Cowboys defense takes advantage, you should maybe even get some turnovers. That should set you up early. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing and foremost, you need to find out what Deshaun Watson are you getting. Is he about to be sitting in the pocket all day and trying to deliver balls? Because this wide receiver core says that you should. Like, the wide receiver core that he says that he should not be running the ball. He should be standing his butt in that pocket and delivering balls down the field, especially since our number 1 corner, because be honest with you, DaRon Bland was our number 1 corner. Trevon Diggs is our highest paid corner, but DaRon Bland is your number 1 corner. You know what I'm saying? Because Trevon Diggs has never done what DaRon Bland's done. You know what I'm saying? So he is technically your number 1 corner. Diggs is just your highest paid corner. All right? So your best corner is not going to be there. So the paperwork would say that Deshaun Watson, stay your ass in that pocket and just deliver the ball, bro. Like, why take all those chances? Now, if they do that, then we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to we have to look at it. You know, then it's gonna have to come into play where it's like Micah Parsons versus, you know, Myles Garrett. Can we get one of those games where it's like Michael Parsons kind of like takes over? Can we do that? Because Micah Parsons could help us out a lot on defense by creating pressure. DeMarcus Lawrence has never been a dude. DeMarcus Lawrence is a moment dude. He's never been a game guy. You know what I'm saying? A guy that just gives that to you consistently for a game. But I definitely think that he can give you some moments. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest question coming into this game is, which Watson are we going to get? Which Watson did they say Watson? Trust the receivers here, man. This is the best receiving core you've ever had in your career, man. Give them an opportunity. The only way you're going to give them an opportunity is if you stay in the pocket. Because if you take off and running, they're not getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my you know what I'm saying, the first thing I want to know is what is their game plan? You know, does Watson honestly realize that this is one of the best receivers he's ever had, you know, including tight end? This is one of the best he's had. You know what I'm saying? Does he utilize that, or does he do more like what he was trying to do in Houston, where, remember, Hopkins was low-key mad for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loves running quarterbacks when they running, but if you ain't, throw me the damn football, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is my thing, man. Like, Deshaun Watson ain't been great these last couple of years. Like, 40 and anything is failing, right? That's how the school system still works. All right, that man had 40s in QBR the last 2 years. Like, man was failing as a quarterback. Like, it's the quarterback grading scale, and he was getting F's. So, he's damn near thrown for just as many touchdowns as interceptions. He puts the ball on the ground. He's been making horrible decisions with the football. So I'm not sure, man. Maybe once the situation with him happened, maybe his mind ain't really been on football. I don't know. I can't describe or understand how he went from being a top 10 quarterback to being the version of Deshaun Watson that we've seen. But to be fair, there's been flashes, right? Like, I've seen him look awful one game, then I've seen him ball out and beat the Baltimore Ravens last year, right? So it really is going to, like you said, it really just depends on what version of Deshaun Watson that we get. We've seen the bad Deshaun Watson a little bit more than the guy we remember from Houston, but we'll see, man. But like you said, regardless of which version of Deshaun Watson you see, those things will still be true. He'll still try to scramble. He's going to run into some sacks. He's going to make a play here and there. He's going to turn the ball over. That's just who Deshaun Watson is. Even when he was playing at a high level, that's just who Deshaun Watson is. So hopefully we get some of those turnovers and some of those sacks early on in the game to set a good tempo for our defense, especially knowing that we're in a new defensive scheme. I want our guys to build the confidence quickly. I want us on the first drive to get a sack, on the first drive to get a 3 and out. I'm trying to set the tempo and the pace right then. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, something else I'm gonna tell you about Deshaun Watson too. Deshaun Watson, he his athleticism is the only reason why he's athletic, because on the real, he wants to throw the ball. And I'm gonna tell you, Deshaun Watson will actually go backwards before he goes forwards. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why he does take so many sacks. You know what I'm saying? Because he do hold on to the ball, and he does like to do. Deshaun Watson thinks that in his mind, I think he's probably a good basketball player. I believe so, because he has like this little thing that he does, right, where he thinks that he can get, like, it's like what Steph Curry does. And no, it actually is Kobe did it better. Remember when Kobe used to do that little head fake thing and try to get you in the air? Then as soon as you get you in the air, he shoot the ball and try to get the free and get the field and get the foul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson likes to do this thing when he runs. And then he'll like fake to try to get you in the air and keep going. The only problem is it's so documented that 2 regular Cowboy fans are talking about it on a live show. That's how documented it is. Like, he does it all the time. So if we're watching and I'm knowing he's going to try to do it, I'm pretty sure them dudes making $20 million a year know he's doing it.
Right.
They're not falling for that. You know what I mean? So, and especially if you have pretty good coverage downfield. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. If Deshaun Watson just stands in the pocket and does his job, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Amari Cooper on the left, Jerry Jeudy on the right. Somebody's going to get open, bro.
And then they got Cedric Tillman, Elijah Moore.
Somebody's going to get open.
They got weapons.
Yeah, now listen to me. Someone gets open on every play. It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of, do he actually see him? You know what I'm saying? Because somebody else could be open, but did you have time to throw the ball? Why? Because Micah Parsons was getting on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, if I had to say Trevon Diggs versus Amari Cooper, if Diggs was in, Diggs, I'll probably say, because of Amari Cooper's age, he still had damn near 1,400 yards last year. Listen, I'm being a 100% fan when I say this, but I will give Diggs the leeway. But y'all know I speak very highly of Amari Cooper, bro. Very, very highly of him. Right?
Yeah, because, man, listen, wide receivers are supposed to win, especially when they're that good. Like, they know the damn play. So, I would expect the wide receiver to win a majority of the time anyway. If you got a great wide receiver against a great corner, I don't expect that corner to completely take him out of the game. I just don't believe that should happen. You know what I'm saying?
Not unless he stole the playbook.
Yeah, there had to be something nefarious going on. So I believe a good wide receiver is going to win like 70% of the time. As they should.
And Deion, hey, think about this. As a cornerback, Deion was probably 50-50, and which made him the best cornerback to ever play football.
Yep.
There's a lot of times of Deion Sanders getting burned or getting beat on plays. The only difference is he had half and half. That's a lot, bro.
Yep, for a corner.
And they said Deion didn't tackle. He didn't. That's why he's able to play so long.
They said teams are going to try Diggs. Listen, let them try him. Because listen, I don't care. Let them try Trayvon Diggs, because the alternative is them trying a 5th round rookie.
Thank you. Hey, Hitty. Oh my God. Hey, why when you said that they gonna try Diggs, I was literally saying in my head, like, bro, I hope so. Like, I really hope so.
Let's pray that they do.
Like, I hope so. I hope Watson throws 40 passes, and I hope 35 of them get thrown at Trayvon Diggs. I hope so. Because then my rookie, number 21, 21, he looked fire in the uniform. But when he turned around, I don't know that man.
I was gonna say this, because I don't think we travel. Our corners don't travel, do they?
No, they do not. He's gonna stay on his side.
Then guess what? All they gotta do is say, "Hey, Amari, go line up across from Carson. Go line up across from Carson."
Well, bro, like, to be honest with you, why would you want him to travel? Listen, why would you want him to travel? I don't want my 5th round pick corner on freaking Jerry Jeudy 60 plays. What?
Yeah, that's bad. He gonna go up against a good wide receiver regardless. So what you can do is you can give Carson some help. Like, you ain't gotta just leave the man on the island by himself. You can call.
Pass rush is going to have to help him. Pass rush is going to have to shade on his side.
Yeah, that, and like, hell, give him some safety help. Like, yeah.
And listen to me. Unless Al Harris is that whisperer.
He might be, but we gonna see.
Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you this right here. If 21 ends up being that dude, and you get like, I don't think you'll ever get a Deron Bland situation, because that's like one in a million. But if he ends up being like that dude, bruh, Al Harris, bruh, package whatever you're doing up. Get a Lego, get a logo, get a shiny truck, and go down the street and start selling that shit out the back of your truck, bro. Because whatever you're doing is working, bro. That's all I gotta say.
That man been going crazy, man.
If that's all I gotta say, if it worked, you need to start packaging your stuff up. Get you a nice truck. Go down there go down to the hood, open that truck up, and start selling that shit out the back of your truck, bro. Because you got something. What up, Derek?
So regardless, Carson gonna have an unfavorable matchup either way. Because all those guys are veteran corners. All those guys done played in the NFL. I mean, all those guys are veteran wide receivers. They all done played in the NFL and had success. So it's not like it's not gonna be a single matchup this year where it's gonna favor Carson. So he's gonna either learn quick or he's gonna get towed up quick. Either way, there are ways around it. Give him safety help, shade the pass rush to his side, blitz a little bit more. So you don't have to cover.
And you know something I just thought about too?
What's that?
You're not gonna see a lot of pass rush from Demarion Overshawn this week, bro. He's gonna have to cover, bro.
Probably so, yeah.
There's gonna be times where they're probably gonna get Njoku on him. Because think about your linebackers right now. I like Eric Kendricks, but I don't want my middle linebacker on a tight end 15, 20 plays. I don't want that. Like, what else tight end do you know? I mean, what else linebacker on this team that you know, that you trust? You're not going to obviously you would want a corner on him or a safety. Like, if you listen to me, let me just pause real quick. If there is a fullback, if there's a linebacker on Njoku probably wins that route. No matter what linebacker we have on this team. I just had to think for a minute, like, West Coast, you're tripping. That is a tight end on a linebacker. A tight end on a linebacker is jelly almost every play, bruh. No matter who that linebacker is, bruh. Linebackers are not out here doing coverage drills and doing DB drills like y'all. They are not. They are not. That's why when people be like, he's a good coverage linebacker, I'm like, yeah, for the 3 times he covers. Hey, the Browns are not trash.
Choctaw want to talk about the trenches, man. You want to talk about the trenches, man.
How is a team beat up and they haven't even played a game? Fans just be saying crazy stuff.
All right, well, fuck it. Let's talk about the trenches. Let's talk about the defensive line against this offensive line. Then, I mean, dog, Dallas Cowboys will be playing 2 rookies, a first-round rookie and a third-round rookie along that offensive line. The Browns' front 4. Don't even worry about the linebackers. The Browns' front 4 includes nothing but veterans and seasoned players. One of them the defensive player of the year. If I'm not mistaken, Zadarius Smith at one point was a Pro Bowler.
He was a Pro Bowler too last year. Wasn't he a Pro Bowler when he was from Minnesota too? Not Minnesota, Green Bay?
I think so. Let me check real quick. Let me check. Because I remember at one point I think I wanted Ken Folk on the team because he became a free agent. Let me see what this man had. Yeah, this.
He said, "Listen, I don't know.
All pro.
Hey, listen to me. I'm gonna say this real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, in 2024, stop using adjectives like trash and suck. Nobody sucks or is trash in the NFL. Like, let's just stop it. In 2024, let's all force ourselves to stop being like the cartoon Dallas Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's not be those fans in 2024. Like, if there's nothing else we do, let's at least elevate our minds when it comes to how we view everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just our team. How we view everybody. Because I'm going to tell you guys what we do a lot of times. We sit up here and we say that the Cowboys are the greatest thing walking since sliced bread. And guess what? It doesn't. Since they're the greatest thing working since sliced bread, they don't need to improve anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't prove anything. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, listen, if you can't beat the Browns out the season, won't get anywhere where stopped it. No, actually, that's not true. That's not true. Because listen to me right now, you guys are making it seem like we had the same offseason as the Browns. We didn't have the same offseason as the Browns. But see, I'm going to tell you this right here. A lot of you guys don't even think that stuff like players going to practice and things like that matter. You want to know why? Because if you thought it mattered, you would think that it had a negative effect on this game, which you guys don't believe. You guys believe that players can just do whatever they basically want. Cowboys can do whatever they basically want and still go out there and just put out a good product. That's where the Cowboy fans, and then I'm gonna tell you, and then another thing fans won't do, you guys need to update your hater decks on the Cleveland Browns, because these are not the Cleveland Browns that people was wearing hats, paper bags over their heads. This is not those Browns.
This team is closer to the team that beat us at the crib than it is to those Browns.
Like you guys, like, if you think these are not the trade a player to the Cleveland Browns because you think their career is over. No. They have the highest cap hit for a quarterback this year, higher than Dak's. Like, Deshaun Watson has 62 million reasons to play extremely well this year. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, those are all movable quarterback. Deshaun Watson sounds like one of them, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, he hasn't had a good seasons over these last 2 years, but also he got traded, and he also had to fight 49 cases. Let's just say he's had a rough 2 years. This is the first time where Deshaun Watson knew he wasn't getting traded and there was no chance of him going to prison. That's all I'm saying, bruh. In 2 years. This is the first time in 2 years. Only thing he has to focus on this year is what? Football. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He says both of their tackles are dealing with injuries. I mean, our tackles never played in the NFL before. It's his first game. Versus the defensive player of the year. So if we're gonna take from them, then why don't we take from our own team? Listen, I love the Cowboys too, but I just don't do the Cowboys are gonna win it and we're gonna, because that was the case. If we were talking from a Super Bowl standpoint, meaning we won the Super Bowl last year, then I might be talking differently. But I respect my opponents. Yep. Someone says it doesn't matter. Chubbs is not playing. Bro, we've lost to teams that have worse running backs than Chubbs.
I mean, Jerome Ford averaged 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, 4 yards a carry, three giving the ball 3 downs. That's 12 yards. That's first down to me.
He had over 800 yards last year. He didn't start, remember?
Somebody said, so West Coast, should I put my money on Dallas Cowboys? You put your money wherever you think your money should go. I'm just being real with you. But I'm also going to tell you this right here, that Cowboy fans, we need to be more realistic Cowboy fans. Like, it's okay to say that the opponent that you played did their job this offseason. Like, the Cleveland Browns did their job this offseason. Like, they did their job to be able to expect to be good this year. I'm just saying the Dallas Cowboys, that was not what was most important this offseason. Like, we just got CeeDee Lamb last week. Dak has still not gotten signed. You just brought in a brand new running back. Zeke didn't play for us last year. You have 2 brand new offensive linemen. And theoretically, you're going to have you have a new starting tight end, because the guy who started opposite of Ferguson last year is not the guy that's going to start him this year. You have a lot of moving parts on your offense. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you guys don't believe none of that matters, then hey, you do what you do. But I'm just saying, I believe that to a degree that some of that matters. Because if it didn't, why do other teams try to avoid that?
Yep, I agree with that. He said,
like, why do other teams value that then?
What did Cleveland do this offseason? When it got Jerry Jeudy, I gotta go see all the moves that they made. But
somebody said that the game comes down to Deshaun Watson beating us. It won't come down to Deshaun Watson beating us, because remember, he ain't gonna beat you with your feet. He's gonna try to beat you with his arm, and he has really good. Like, their wide receiver. Listen to me. Their wide receiving core on paper is better than the Dallas Cowboys cornerback room right now. Without Deron Bland, yes, it is. Because Trevon Diggs, Amari Cooper, that's a wash. But what comes next? You're going to have to hope Jordan Lewis, who I believe, but Jordan Lewis on Jerry Jeudy, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give that tie to Jerry Jeudy. Your third, Elijah Moore. And I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be the rookie. It's gonna be the rookie that's gonna be on the corner on Jerry Jeudy. It won't even be freaking Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis will be on freaking Elijah Moore.
Also, to say that they're worried about the Dallas Cowboys front seven, they should be. Every team we play would be worried about the Dallas Cowboys front, because we're a team that gets a bunch of sacks and a bunch of hits on the quarterback. But remember. Hold on. But I also live in the Dallas area. On the radio, we are also concerned about the Browns front. So, you know, like, when you live in the area, you do hear on the radio what they talking about. So I understand what you're saying, Choctaw. But I know down here there's some things to be concerned about as well. So it's not like this team is no hoes. We ain't finna go up here against no pansies. That's all we trying to say. Go ahead.
And it's gonna be a sellout crowd, bro. This is a huge game for the Browns, bro. It's a huge game for the Browns. Because think about this, is one of the few games them playing the Cowboys where they probably feel they can beat us. JB, the Cowboy fan, you're absolutely right. He says Cowboys are going to have to establish the run. I would absolutely agree with you. I just don't know if you're going to be able to do that week 1. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see, listen to me, I love Zeke, but I would have liked to see Zeke in preseason. I don't care. He's on a 1-year deal, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And for what you don't know about your running back room, one of these motherfuckers should have played, bro. Like, all of your 3 starting running backs that you're supposed to be starting, I don't think none of them played in the did Rico play in preseason?
Yes, he did.
He did? Okay.
Rico and Deuce played. Malik Davis played when they still thought he was going to make the team. Well, he made the team, he just didn't make it. Man,
I'm listening to me. I'm going to tell y'all this right here. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I will say this. We all see how the Dallas Cowboys do what the hell they want to do, right? Because they literally devoted a whole preseason to a third-string quarterback who is not going to play again. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. If I was a young wide receiver who didn't make this team, I'm pissed. I'm pissed, bruh.
We got to wrap up because I got to get back to work.
I mean, we had an hour anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, man. Let them folks know where they can find you at, though, man.
Somebody said 800 yards for a tight end, a great year, Goofy. That is a good year for a tight end.
He was top 5 in production.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You got to remember, most tight ends are like the third option on their team. So a tight end getting 800 yards, bro, I would take that any day. You know what that is? That's first downs. Tight ends are you're not. He's not. Ain't no tight end getting no 15-yard catch and taking it 50 yards. No, that's not happening with tight ends.
Sometimes you got to mess up bad. You know how bad you got to mess up for a tight end to get 50 yards.
Sure, I mean it happened to the Cowboys versus the Packers.
Don't remind me, bro. You think you could?
He didn't even, bro. He just was wide open, bro. I don't even know how that happened, bro. Well, I do know how it happened. It was broken coverage, but.
See what I mean? Like I said, you know how bad you got to mess up for a tight end to get 50 yards in the NFL, man.
Damn, think about this. You have Guyton and Beebe who have never played NFL downs in regular season games.
At least they played in preseason.
I mean, yeah, you played in preseason versus guys you're not going to play against no more.
I know. Hey, listen. Can we have some positive energy going into this?
Somebody said, I trust my Cowboys over the Browns. I trust my Cowboys over every team. But as you see, when was the last time the Cowboys went undefeated? That's what I'm saying, Derek. We need to stop trusting the teams and start trusting their work ethic. Like, that's what you should, like that's what I'm saying. That's what that as a fan is where we need to grow up in, because we shouldn't just be blindly trusting the Cowboys, because they was wrong in making CeeDee Lamb wait this long to get paid. That was dumb as hell. And they wrong for not paying Dak right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it ain't about, I trust the Cowboys too. I would trust the Cowboys over my shirt. That don't mean they're going to win. Does your trust mean that you're going to win?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's the meaning. Like, you gotta trust. You wanna know why you trust the Cowboys more? Because you know them more. Duh. How could you trust the Browns? You don't even know them. The reason why you have more faith in your team is because you know your team. That's the only reason why.
Indeed. But yeah, I gotta go though, man. So hey,
All
I
right.
appreciate everybody for tapping in, rocking out with us.